Hi, welcome back to Paperbacks and Lattes. This is Paige and I am going to be talking about the books I'm going to be reading for Romanceopoly. I just recently discovered Romanceopoly from Jess from Love Books. I will link her channel down below. She and the girls from Under the Covers, I'll also link their channel down below. They host a romance/monopoly game. They brought the two together to make Romanceopoly. And this is the first time that I will be participating. I hope I have done everything right. It was a little confusing at first. I had to reread the rules and everything, but I think I have it figured out. I went ahead and rolled the dice and I got all the books I chose for each of the places I landed on the Romanceopoly board and all that. So I will be going over the books that I chose for each subject or genre. So the first time I rolled my dice, I rolled 5 and I landed on winter. So for winter, it's either a white, blue, or silver cover, book cover. It can have snow on the cover, or winter as a word in the title, or a winter holiday read. So it can be any of those. And I chose for winter Faye's Captive by Lily Archer. It is a blue cover and it is a book that I've had on my TBR for a while, and so I wanted to choose Faye's Captive for that one. Here's a little rundown of the synopsis. The heroine is drugged by her college roommate who she dislikes, and she wakes up in an alternate universe. She is in prison and she is held captive by a Fae king who believes her to be his mate. He frees her to keep her close to him, and she begins to have feelings for him. So that's essentially what it's about. I've written down a little synopsis of each book so I wouldn't forget. So that sounds very interesting. I love any kind of stories with Fae, and I'm very excited to read that one. And then I rolled the dice again and I rolled 10 and landed on spring. And for spring, it can either be a green or yellow cover, flowers on the cover, spring word in the title, or a hero or heroine is a gardener or farmer. And for this one, I chose The Gravity of Us by Brittany C. Cherry because the heroine is a gardener where she grows her own flowers and she sells them. And the synopsis of this one, and this one has been on my TBR for a long time. I've been meaning to get it read and I just haven't. I love all Brittany C. Cherry books that I've read, so I know this one is going to be a good one. The heroine meets the hero, and he's her favorite author, and while she's delivering flowers at a funeral. So that's how they meet. And then, but he's cold and closed off, and he's married to her estranged sister who is pregnant. And when she has the baby, she abandons the baby with the hero, and the hero asks the heroine to help him with the baby because he just has no clue about what to do. So that is essentially the beginning of their story, and I'm assuming that's how they fall in love. Then I rolled a 2 and I landed on library, which is any book free choice. So I got to choose any book for this, and I've chosen one that I've been wanting to read, and it is Pucked by Helena Hunting. And it is the heroine meets the hero who is a hockey star, and they have a hot night together, basically a one-night stand. And the hero, he begins to become infatuated with her. So he starts to call, text, email, sends her little gifts, but she isn't so sure if she wants to continue anything with him because he has a reputation of a playboy. So she's not sure about that. I've heard really great things about this book, and I'm excited to read it as well. And then I rolled a 12 and landed on Journey's End, which is read a fantasy with the chosen one trope. This one I went back and forth about what I was going to read, and finally I decided on A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I don't know necessarily if this one is a chosen one, but I consider it to be, so that's what I'm going to read because I've been wanting to read this one. I've heard many great things about this book, so definitely want to read it. It's actually, I have it on, it's right here. So I actually have a physical copy of this book, so I definitely want to get it read. The heroine is in the forest hunting, and she sees a deer that's being chased by a wolf, so she kills the wolf to save the deer, and she's suddenly thrown into a magical kingdom for murder of a fairy. So I'm assuming the wolf was a fairy and she killed him. So now she is in prison, but she starts to have feelings for her captor. But she must fight to break an ancient curse or she will lose him forever. So that sounds really good, and that's why I chose it as a chosen one, because it sounds like she's pretty much the only one that can break an ancient curse. So anyway, that's the one that I chose for that. And then I rolled a 6 and landed on autumn. So I've landed on winter, spring, and autumn. It can have orange, gold, or yellow on the cover, a spooky or Halloween read, or has leaves or trees on the cover. And for this one, I chose On the Rocks by Candy Steiner because it kind of has a orangey cover. I've been wanting to start the series. I can't remember what the series is called. I did not write it down, and I can't remember on the top of my head, but it has 4 books in this series. Each book follows a brother, and I know these books are highly liked, and I've been wanting to begin and read this whole series. So I'm beginning with the first book. It's called On the Rocks, and the heroine is the mayor's daughter, and she is engaged to a politician, and she goes to the local whiskey distillery who's owned by this family. The 4 brothers who run it, and their dad had died, and they're not sure why he died. It's like a mystery, and I think it's solved in the 4th book. But she went to the distillery to buy her fiance a gift, and there she runs into the hero, who's they've known each other since they were kids, and everybody's kind of warned her to stay away from him. And but the more she sees him, the more he makes her question everything, like why is she getting married, her relationship to her fiance, and just everything. And he sees the true her, whereas other people don't. So that's the synopsis of that book, and I can't wait to read that one as well. Then I rolled a 12 and landed on BFFs House, and this is read a best friend sibling romance. And I've actually already read quite a number of best friend sibling books, like some of the best ones out there, so I'm like, darn it. Too bad I couldn't have read one of those for this, but I wanted to go ahead and read one that I've never read before, and I'm choosing Rule by Jay Crownover. I recently saw this book recommended by Bree at In 11 Words. The heroine has loved the hero ever since they met. She is infatuated with him. She's a pre-med student and very kind of by the rules girl, and he is kind of a rebel. He has tattoos and piercings, and he thinks of her as being stuck up and, you know, like a goody two-shoes girl. And she used to be his twin brother's girlfriend, but his twin brother died, and then they have a night neither of them can forget, and it leads from there. So very interesting premise, and I can't wait to read it. Then I rolled an 11 and landed on Fated Folly, and this is read a Fated Mates book. So I knew exactly what I wanted to read whenever I landed on this, and I was thinking, yes, I love Fated Mates, and I've been wanting to read more of Ruby Dixon's Ice Home series. I've already read all of her Ice Planet Barbarian series that she has out. I know a new one is coming out in May, I think. But the Ice Home is a spin-off of the original series, so I've been trying to work my way through that series too. So I was glad that I landed on this. The next one that I wanted to read is Angie's Gladiator. This is about the hero and heroine have both ended up on this ice planet. The hero is actually some type of clone. They have just taken from several different species and clone these beings, these aliens, to fight in the arenas. He escaped that, and now he has a chance to start over and have a new life, and he really is infatuated with the heroine, and she is a human that was abducted from Earth, and now she is on this ice planet, and she can't remember anything, and she's pregnant, and she doesn't know who she's pregnant by, and so she's just lost, alone, scared. And the hero really likes her, but so does the other clone, his brother, and so they're kind of fighting for her attention. So it sounds like a really good story. So anyway, those are 7 books. I've rolled 7 times because the Romanceopoly is a week long, and it starts from April 27th to May 3rd, I think, are the dates. So I chose 7 books. I don't know if I can get all 7 read, but I wanted to choose 7 books for 1 a day. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.